what's your plan now, Luke?
Get up here on top of the hill. I want to look at Granite Pass before the cattle head into it.
Oh, you know Granite Pass like you know the back of your hand, Luke. You figure that...
Baby, it's the one perfect spot to stop us between Tombstone and Fort Huachuca. You couldn't build a better trap.
And we're the bait. That is, if Watson's going to make another play.
He'll make a play. Here we are. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, boy. Whoa.
There's a nice, tight little bottleneck if I ever saw one.
Yeah. Nobody's climbing up or down them walls. If we're heading into trouble, we'll find it straight up the middle.
We'll find it, all right. Take a look down there.
Where? Oh, yeah. Couple of them on that side of the road. There's some more up in the rocks.
There's some in that clump of trees. Watson brought in some more men. I can count about 15.
And there must be more hiding around somewhere. We can't fight that kind of odds and keep the herd moving, too.
No, I guess we can't.
Phew. What a trip this has been. We have a gun battle. You get your skull cut open. Charlie almost gets shot. And now we run into a small army.
All we need now is to have the cattle stampede.
Ooh, don't even mention it. It'll happen.
Sure it will. I'm going to make it happen.
Luke Slaughter, you ought to get more sleep nights. You're losing your grip.
No, can't you see? That herd of ours will fill this pass from wall to wall. You get all our riders behind the cattle. Start them running through there. And we'll flush Watson and his crew out like a bunch of quail.
By golly, it might work. Yeah, but wait. Now, what happens when we get to the other end of the pass? They'll fan out there, wait for the cows to go by, and chop us down like ducks in a shooting gallery.
We'll just bottle up the other end of that pass and grab them as they come out.
You and who else?
The sheriff and a pack of deputies are riding out from town right now. I'm going over the mountain and meet them. You get on back and tell the boys what to do.
Luke, sometimes I wish you'd let me in on these things sooner. I'd feel a darn sight more comfortable.
Everything worked out just about like I figured it would, Sheriff.
Yeah, you're sure Watson's in there.
He was the last time I looked. And when he comes out, I want him. I owe him for a lump on my head.
Well, we better get ready. Pull up, men.
Oh, boy. Oh.
All right, men. Spread out across the pass. As they come out of the canyon, each of you pick a man and ride him down.
They'll be pretty busy staying out of the way of that stampede. But watch out for them. They're all professional gunslicks.
Any questions? Good. Now scatter out and good luck to you.
Not a bit too soon, Sheriff. Look at that cloud of dust up in the pass.
Yes, sir. Now, how big a herd is it?
90 head. And they're a spooky bunch of critters. Nothing's stopping them once they really get started.
I think I can hear them now.
Yeah, here they come. And here come the gents we're looking for, fanning the breeze to stay ahead of the herd.
Get at 'em, men! It's working, Luke. They're too busy running to put up much of a fight.
Look, there's Watson. Come on, let's get him. Up, boy, come on.
We're closing in on him. Look out, he's going to shoot.
I'll put a stop to that.
Just got him.
He's down, but he's still rolling around. Whoa, whoa. Watson, get on your feet.
I think you broke my shoulder.
Luke, here comes the herd. Stick your foot in my stirrup, Watson.
But
Come on, I'll hold you up. Close to getting caught in our own trap.
Yeah, Luke! It sure works slick. Man, I never saw a gang rounded up as quick as Watson's bunch.
Yeah, the sheriff's men did a fine job. Now, you can get the boys and round up our herd. When you've got them calmed down, we'll drive them on into the fort.
Looks like you win, Slaughter. But while I'm at it, might as well thank you for saving me from that herd.
I didn't want you to get cheated out of what you got coming, Watson. A date with a rope at the territorial prison in Yuma.
Luke Slaughter of Tombstone, starring Sam Buffington, was written by Paul Pierce and directed by William N. Robeson. Editorial supervision by Tom Hanley. Supporting Mr. Buffington were Junius Matthews, Barney Phillips, Jack Edwards, Charles Seal, and Norm Alden, with music composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Next week at this time, we return with...
Slaughter's the name. Luke Slaughter. When we meet up again, you can call me that. Luke Slaughter.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
I learned two things in Cheyenne. One, that Hucky Dummy is baking powder bread with raisins. The other, that love's labor is not always lost, even if you don't know how to use a gun. Frontier Gentlemen.
Herewith an Englishman's account of life and death in the West. As a reporter for the London Times, he writes his colorful and unusual stories. But as a man with a gun, he lives and becomes a part of the violent years in the new territories. Now, starring John Daner, this is the story of J.B. Kendall, Frontier Gentleman.
I had spent a week in Chugwater with Hyena Bob Saunders, who ran the Cheyenne and Black Hills stage station. Now, I was on my way back to Cheyenne to send off to the London Times one or two of the more choice stories he had told me. There was only one other passenger in the stage with me, a man in his middle 20s. He introduced himself as Tom Hart. He was well-dressed, and at first glance I took him to be an Easterner.
No, I was born in Kansas, reared in Montana Territory. Now I call Wyoming my home. How about you?
Born in England. I'm trying to make a living writing articles on the West for the London Times.
Oh, you been in Cheyenne yet?
Oh, yes.
How are things?
Well, that's hard to say. I haven't seen too much of it.
3 years since I was there. I guess the town's changed some. But this road sure hasn't.
Well, Cheyenne's thriving, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I've heard. Big cattle interest.
I gather you're coming back from the east.
These fancy dude clothes, huh? Yeah, I've been in the east and other parts. Men get tired of drifting, though. Comes time to go home, that's where I'm headed.
Cheyenne?
Yeah. I made me some good money. Now I figure to get married and raise a flock of kids.
That's a worthwhile project.
There's a girl in Cheyenne, Kendall. We've been writing. Leastways, up to a year back, I got a letter from her when I was in New York.
I wish you luck.
Thanks. You married?
Oh.
Well, they say it ties a man down, but I figure if a gal's got her mind made up for marriage, you might as well drop your rope on her, because if you don't, somebody else is going to.
I see you have the philosopher's attitude toward marriage.
Well, I don't know about that, but I've been lone wolfing long enough. Carrie's her name. Carrie Hudson. Used to be a cookie pusher up at the Blue Star Cafe.
Cookie pusher?
A waitress.